can't believe I almost forgot about Jackie Chan Adventures, an animation staple for 2000s kid everywhere. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to see a cartoon with Jackie Chan flipping around everywhere and kicking butt? But you see, Jackie Chan has a secret, one that's gonna change how people everywhere remember this show. Join me today as we discuss the truth behind Jackie Chan Adventures, one of the most influential cartoons from the early 2000s. Jackie Chan Adventures was an animated kids show that ran for 5 seasons, 95 episodes, debuting on Kids WB on September 9th, 2000, and running to July 8th, 2005, the series and the stories wrapping in the final episode. At this time, our fun-loving martial art using stuntman has been making movies for over 30 years, and now after coming off of his hot Hollywood comedy success, Rush Hour, Jackie Chan wanted to pursue a new project. Sometimes with martial arts, you can have limits. In cartoons, you're not limited with martial arts. You can do anything and everything. You never get old. Jackie Chan. Enter Jackie Chan Adventures, an animated show revolving around a fictionalized version of martial artist and actor Jackie Chan, and the many larger-than-life adventures that he and his family must undertake. In this world, Jackie works as a budding archaeologist, investigating lost tombs and recovering ancient artifacts. Basically, he's Indiana Jones if Indiana Jones was also a martial arts and parkour master. Our story follows Jackie and his family as he is inexplicably wrapped up in events that are bigger than himself. In our opening episode, we see Jackie recover an ancient shield from a lost tomb. This shield, unbeknownst to Jackie at the time, contains one of the ancient Chinese talismans, magical relics from ancient China that can grant their wielder extraordinary abilities and powers, each talisman corresponding to the animals from the Chinese zodiac. Jackie, being completely unaware of these talismans, is taken by surprise when one day his uncle's antique shop is visited by a group of grunts. These guys work for an organization known as the Dark Hand, a group led by the ruthless Valmont, a guy that constantly reminds me of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyways, the Dark Hand serves as our main antagonist throughout the many seasons of Jackie Chan Adventures. Their goal? To collect all of the talismans so that they may release the ancient dragon lord Shindu, who wishes to take revenge upon the world after being imprisoned. Of course, like we said, Jackie is completely unaware of all of this until he is taken in by his friend and secret agent, Captain Black, an old friend of Jackie who recruits our archaeologist hero to his secret organization, Section 13, a place where dangerous and powerful artifacts can be stored safely away from evil intentions. The episodes of Jackie Chan Adventures are largely formulaic in nature, as were many cartoons from this era. Most of the plot of the first season is driven by the hunt for the talismans. Generally, every episode a new talisman is discovered in some part of the world, forcing Jackie to race off to claim it before the evil Dark Hand does, oftentimes these situations leading to some epic combat scenes. Jackie is generally accompanied by his young niece, Jade Chan, voice acted by Stacy Chan.
One more thing. This is Jade, your niece.
Throughout the series, Jade comes to be one of the main side characters, oftentimes her bold and impatient attitude and behavior putting Jackie in tough positions, as Jade always seems to end up tagging along on Jackie's adventures, generally trying to help him as she wants nothing more than to be like him, but oftentimes she ends up doing more harm than good. Jade's character oftentimes is used to teach lessons within the show, as Jackie tries to help her fix and learn from her mistakes, and ultimately she ends up being a valuable member of the team, saving her Uncle Jackie numerous times throughout the series, as well as being able to wield and use these great magical talismans. This brings us to our other main side character, and my personal favorite character, Uncle, voice acted by the legendary Sab Shimono.
Come, give Uncle a hug.
Uncle is one of the main sources of comedic relief from the series, an elderly man who owns and runs a small antique shop, the base that serves as a kind of stage for much of the action throughout Jackie Chan Adventures, especially in Season 1. Uncle is way more than meets the eye, though. Like his nephew Jackie, Uncle is a master of kung fu and martial arts, as well as an ancient Chinese mage, as throughout the series we learn that Uncle is a skilled chi wizard with vast knowledge and powers, capable of sealing powerful entities away with his magic. Uncle, besides Jackie himself, is probably the most memorable character from the series, most likely for his many catchphrases and one-liners. I mean, who could forget such lines such as,
thing. You did not make coffee this morning. Coffee is the only thing keeping Uncle's ancient heart beating. You want dead Uncle? No? Then you make coffee.
Okay.
One more thing.
While this show was funny and a comedy because of characters like Uncle, where I think it really shines is in its action scenes. This is where the influence of Jackie Chan really comes to light, as these action scenes really capture the Jackie Chan style of martial arts and stunt scenes. If you've seen any of Jackie Chan's movies, you know that Chan's martial arts and stunts have this combination of parkour and gymnastic elements, combined with his mastery in multiple forms of Kung Fu, Wing Chun, Hapkido, and weapons, generally resulting in an amusing affair, as oftentimes Jackie Chan movies will see him overwhelm his foes through eccentric means, oftentimes making his enemy or those fighting him end up look stupid. Jackie Chan Adventures captures this aspect of his martial arts in such a fun, unique way that really only animation can do. We see Jackie's influence all over these action scenes in the animated show. For example, in this scene where Jackie fights three goons in a restaurant, Jackie using his vast array of martial arts skill, combined with his ingenuity to outwit and defeat the men, but in a very comedic way. Or this fight scene from episode 1 with the same goons, in which we see Jackie toy with these men on a children's playground, Jackie using his acrobatic skills and mobility to evade his attackers, ultimately making them look stupid. In addition to Jackie's obvious contributions to the storyboarding of the fight scenes, this show also offered an interesting kind of gimmick for kids. At the end of each episode, we get to see the real-life, flesh and blood Jackie Chan appear on our screens, talking to the camera, answering one of the many questions presented to him from his fans. But you see though, it's in these scenes where I realized the truth of Jackie Chan Adventures, that this show has misled millennials everywhere. I'm sure if you were a kid in the early 2000s, you probably have fond memories of Jackie Chan Adventures. But you see, what if I told you that Jackie Chan was never really in Jackie Chan Adventures? At least, maybe not in the way you think he was. Yes, it's true. The animated Jackie Chan in Jackie Chan Adventures was in fact not voice acted by the man himself, but by James Tsai, voice of the Cabbage Man in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and most famous for, well, you guessed it, his Jackie Chan impression. I know, it surprised me too, and I'm sure some of you out there are thinking, no, this can't be true. I mean, Jackie Chan himself would show up at the end of the episodes. And you see right there's his name as top billing, Jackie Chan, as himself, Jackie Chan. No, my friends, unfortunately, it's true. The voice of Jackie Chan in the animated series about the man himself is not, in fact, Jackie Chan. Surprising, I know. And it really doesn't seem exactly known why Jackie Chan himself decided not to voice himself in the animated series. I've seen some random speculation across the internet that seems to indicate that Chan had planned to voice the character, but having never worked as a voice actor or in animation before, it's said he found the work way too difficult and felt it would be easier to find an actor that didn't struggle as much with the language barrier. As we have to remember that Jackie Chan is not a native English speaker, and at this time his English wasn't as good as it is now. A pretty fair reason from my point of view, as I can only imagine how difficult it would be to be a voice actor working in your second language. That being said though, we have to give James Tsai credit for fooling a generation of young kids who grew up with this show, none the wiser that the voice of their hero was not in fact done by the martial arts legend himself. In totality, Jackie Chan Adventures was one of those classic genre-changing shows from the early 2000s. Unlike many other animated shows from the late 90s and the early 2000s, Jackie Chan Adventure was not episodic in its story nature. There was a continuous through-line narrative that existed through the entire series. Instead of just standalone episodes where the plot is contained from episode to episode, combine this with Jackie Chan-inspired action scenes and a very minimalistic art and animation style with lively pastel colors, as well as a variety of references to Jackie Chan's long-standing career, and you got yourself quite the unique kids' cartoon. Ultimately, the show would be considered a large success, running a total of 5 seasons, the show ultimately coming to a close with a narrative climax, something that seems to rarely happen these days, as shows and animations are more likely to be cancelled than written to a conclusion. The show would be aired abroad in a number of countries and would lead to the creation of a toy line, a card game, as well as a video game, Jackie Chan Adventures, that would be released on both Game Boy Advance and PlayStation 2. Interestingly enough though, James Tsai did return again to voice act Jackie Chan in the video game. Overall, this show is viewed as a pretty large success, and a large part probably comes to the fact that at this time in the early 2000s, Jackie Chan's career was really taking off. As like we said earlier, this show was following up upon Jackie Chan's probably most famous movie of all time, Rush Hour. The show was also unique in its portrayal and featuring of Chinese culture in American cartoons, and would be large inspiration for another Chinese-inspired kids show, Shaolin Showdown, which would make its debut only a few years later in 2003, and bears more similarities from a story perspective to Jackie Chan Adventures than you might remember. While Jackie Chan Adventures does hold a special place in my nostalgic heart, I couldn't help but feel that I was lied to as I rewatched this show for this video. As a kid, it never even occurred to me that it wasn't Jackie Chan's voice I was hearing in the show. Obviously, upon rewatching as an adult, it becomes much more obvious. And understanding that English, once again, is not Jackie's primary language, it would make sense why he would rather employ a voice actor for the character. Still, I can't help but feel I was kind of duped as a kid, sold a false bill of goods. I mean, surely a show with the name Jackie Chan Adventures would feature Jackie Chan, right? All in all, I still love and adore this show, as I have very fond memories as a kid on Saturday mornings, sitting in my living room watching this show along with other kids' WB morning cartoons, and the show is largely one of the inspirations for the spawn of my love for martial arts that I have today. As far as how the show itself stands up upon second watching, as an adult, it was just okay. A lot of the story and the comedy doesn't really land for me as much as when I was a young kid. Uncle is still by far and away the most hilarious character on the show, but where I think this show really shines are in its unique action scenes and its really unique animation, the simple animation style, both of which I still enjoy greatly. Unfortunately, yes, now you too know the secret of Jackie Chan Adventures. Were you a fan of this show growing up? Were you aware that Jackie Chan was not actually the voice of Jackie Chan and Jackie Chan Adventures? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
One more thing.
If you want to see more nostalgic content like this, then why don't you check out the videos on screen now, where we dive into the little-known show Transformers Beast Wars, the 1990s CGI cartoon that would go on to inspire the newest Transformers movie. As always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Until next time, peace, love, all you.